to the legends of the creative and entertainment industries. We talk to those on the rise. Steen Anthony Nielsen asks about the highs, the lows, and everything in between. This is Outcast Creative, and this is Industry Interviews.
Every club is different, but in the Asylum, it's the manager. He has a string of homeboys dealing the pucketees to the party people in the club. He makes the most coin out of this enterprise. His homies will make just a couple of quid on each pucker. His homies are also scoping for other dealers on the block. When the homies have an illegitimate pucketee dealer in their website, they tell the bouncers. The bouncers grip him, nab his stash, and kick him out with a physical warning. Gives the pucketees to their homies, and they knock out to the kids in the club. What's your name? What have you had? Reach for the lasers. Safe as fuck.
Yeah, you can guess from that introduction. I am interviewing another creative from the rave scene today. Welcome to Industry Interviews number 125. Can you believe since I started this channel 3 years ago, we're already at 125 industry interviews. That is no more small, mean feat. I don't think I'm going to make 200 by the end of 2025, but we'll definitely aim for 150. We've got quite a lot going on at the moment at the Outcast Creative. First of all, my producer is going to be very annoyed with me if I don't mention, as I've promised to do with every live stream that I do between now and October, that tickets are now on sale for 7 Magnificent Egos, the next stage play from the Outcast Creative Theatre Company, which of course is all tied into the YouTube channel as well. I've got 8 actors coming on stage performing a satirical tale of the telling of the making of the 1960 classic Western, The Magnificent Seven. So you're going to see people playing the likes of Steve McQueen, Yul Brynner, Charles Bronson, James Coburn, Hersper Schultz, and Brad Dexter, the one that no one can ever remember, among others. It's going to be a ton of fun. There are 6 performances only. The dates and times are on the poster there. There's also Facebook events for all of those. And I think the link also to buy the tickets is down below. Now, my guest that's on with me this evening is possibly one of the DJs with the most interesting name on the planet, and I'm determined to find out the reason for this choice of name, which is quite interesting. But it's Charlene from Neighbours. I'm not a big Neighbours fan, so I can't confirm if she's previously been in Neighbours, but maybe we can find out. Charlene, welcome to the show.
Hello, Lance.
How are you?
You all right?
I am just dandy, thank you. How's your weekend been? Were you out? Were you DJing this weekend just gone?
Yes, I'm based in Brighton, and it was Pride weekend, so it was probably the busiest weekend I've ever had.
So, what were you doing? Like 9 gigs a day or something?
I was on the flow. I had a couple in the village. There was loads of local parties going on. So, yeah, busy weekend for Brighton.
I mean, that's quite a lot of fun, isn't it? DJing a Pride event, you know, doing floats.
Definitely.
Everybody's
there's just a really good buzz around the city, you know, and everybody's out to have a good time, and really good.
Fantastic. I might see if I can find some photos of you in action at Brighton Pride as we go along. So I'll scour the internet quickly.
I'm literally the worst person at taking photos, though. So,
well, maybe someone's taken some of you. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Before we get into your career as a DJ, let's go back slightly, because what we always do here with our industry interviews is we do what we call a round of quick fire questions, just to get a sense of your own creative journey into DJing, but also kind of how media impacted you growing up. And the first question I always ask all of my guests is, what is the first movie you can remember seeing on the big screen at the cinema as a kid?
I think it was either The Mask or Jurassic Park. I'm not sure which of them come first, but
I think they both came out around the same time.
yeah, I saw them both in the cinema when I was younger.
93, I want to say.
Okay, yeah, that would probably
yeah, and several people have said Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
and I remember it being completely awesome as a kid watching that in the cinema.
That was a groundbreaking movie. That was like the Star Wars of that generation.
Yeah.
You know, Star Wars was my generation's movie,
Yeah.
giving away my age. But yeah, Jurassic Park was another. That was a groundbreaker. Independence Day was another groundbreaker. Yeah. I think fantastic. What was the last film you saw on the big screen?
I took my kids to watch Lilo and Stitch, the new one, recently in like the last month.
I hear that's quite good. I hear that's quite
pretty good.
Fun
I actually really enjoyed it.
The jokes in there for the adults. You could grasp it.
Yeah, a bit of a tearjerker as well. I'm a bit emotional.
Fantastic. Okay. Is there a TV drama series since The Sopranos, so not including The Sopranos, that you've watched that you got hooked and you had to watch absolutely every season from start to finish, and for you it was kind of, wow, this is groundbreaking stuff?
Breaking Bad.
That's a common answer.
I loved from start to end. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have another one? What would be your runner-up to Breaking Bad?
Oh, I love Dexter, but there was a season or two there that I wasn't too happy about. But that in general, I quite like Dexter. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to some slightly music-orientated questions. Do you remember the first vinyl single or extended single, 12-inch, if you did indeed buy any vinyl when you were youthful, or was vinyl no longer around?
Well, my brother used to buy vinyl in the 90s, and I started buying vinyl recently. I'm trying to think, what was my first?
Yeah.
I think it was an old Head Candy tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do you remember what I mean, I imagine in your day you were probably buying CDs, weren't you?
Yeah, it was very much CDs when I was younger.
Do you remember what the first CD album was you ever got?
Oh, probably a compilation, you know. It was probably like one of the Now compilations. Okay. One of the first ones that I bought. Yeah, and then I think like my first like dance one would have been one of the Tidy Tracks compilations.
And okay, good choice.
Yeah.
What would be the first track that you remember coming on in a nightclub when you were there and you were like, oh my God, I've got to get on the dance floor?
God, oh, so many. Let me think. Back in the day.
If there's a moment or memory that springs to mind, do tell.
Yeah, it would have been a trance tune. I'm just trying to think. What like, probably like Age of Love, maybe.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a bit of a classic.
Yeah, but I remember that like that was before, that obviously came out before I started going clubbing, but I remember it coming on in a club and thinking, wow, I wish I heard this when it came out, when it came on in a club.
Right. Okay. You were hearing it slightly retroactively, so to speak.
A little bit.
So let's go back to the beginnings of your career. Where did you grow up first?
I grew up in Plymouth in Devon.
And were your first kind of baby steps into the Plymouth/Devon clubbing scene kind of, you know, trying to get into nightclubs when you were a teenager and probably weren't? Yeah. Tell us about that.
I went on my first night out for my 13th birthday. I mean, back then it wasn't like everybody got asked for ID. Like the girls could doll themselves up a little bit and you could sneak in. Right. Obviously, it's not like that now.
No,
then I didn't properly start going out regularly till I was about 16. So yeah.
What? Okay, so the first club that you got into that time you dolled up and you were 13. What club was that?
It's a little one that has been knocked down. It was called Zoom.
Right. like the ice lolly.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, how nerve-wracking was that? Going, you know, queuing up, waiting to get in, all of that. Or did you know someone on the door or what?
Yeah, well, I went out with, it was my brother's girlfriend at the time, and she was a bit older. And she just said, you know, just don't say anything, and sort of linked my arm, and we sort of shuffled in, and yeah, it was all fine.
She was like, 2, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, got you. A bit like when you sort of did that to go into a 18 movie at the cinema or whatever.
Yeah.
Remembering your birth date in case you get asked it and sort of retroactively make yourself older.
Yeah, you'd rehearse a different year.
Yeah, did that a few times.
Yeah.
So do you remember that first time you went in when you were 13? Do you remember what tune was playing when you first went into the club?
It was a really cheap, like back then it was all like playing things like it was all like the chart music from like the 80s and the 70s.
This probably would have been the Stock Aitken and Waterman era.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff
Rick
like that,
Astley and all that.
Yeah.
Something.
A lot of the sort of like cheesy tunes.
yeah. Maybe getting a sort of slightly dancey tune like No Limit, if you remember that coming in. Yeah.
I remember that one playing at my school discos.
No, yeah, I've got a CD single for that somewhere with the rocket ship on the front. So what was it that first got you interested in DJing?
Well, I'd always sort of wanted to try it. When my brother used to do it in the 90s, and I always sort of wanted to give it a go. It wasn't really affordable for me because I saw how much he spent on his setup. And then just my love of dance music over the years. And it wasn't actually until after I had my children that I sort of realised that, and we had lockdown obviously recently, in like the last 5 years. And I sort of realised that I wanted to teach my kids that they were to follow their passion. And I wanted to show them that I was doing something that I loved. And then I was like, right, I'm going to look it up. And I found a little DJ setup for a couple £100. And and that was how I got started.
What were you doing before that?
Working for the NHS. I still do work for the NHS, but
So were you on the front lines of the pandemic during lockdown?
No, back office. And I just had a baby actually when the lockdown hit, so I was actually home with a baby at the time. So I didn't get the full throttle of it like a lot of people did.
I bet. I mean, you must have had friends and previous colleagues that were well in the thick of that.
Yeah, and I was at the position where I was due to go back to work from maternity leave, and I couldn't actually get my child into childcare because you weren't allowed to go in anywhere and look around. I wasn't allowed to go and see childcare places, so I had to take extra leave and stay home with the children, which was amazing. I'll never get that time back, but peculiar time.
There wasn't an abundance of things, but there were some things that came out of lockdown that were actually quite positive. I mean, I wrote 30 scripts in lockdown, so it was a very positive time. I was just writing 22 pages a day.
Yeah.
And hearing actors read them out in the evening.
Yeah.
You know, because I had queues of actors waiting to jump on to read them out. James Evans has a question. Charlene, did you ever go into Dance Academy? I first went there in 2004.
That was where I first got my love for like the hard dance music. That was my little place I used to love going.
So what was that? Tell us about that. Was that a club in Plymouth, was it?
Yeah, that's a club in Plymouth. It's basically like an old theatre. So it's got that great setup with the balcony and everything overlooking the dance.
So a bit like a mini Coco kind of thing?
Yeah, that sort of thing. And I used to go to a night called Icon, which was predominantly like hard house, hard trance. They had all like the big DJs playing there. And that was my little haunt I used to go to. I absolutely loved it.
So when did you first go there?
I first went there when I was 17. So that would have been 2000, 2001.
Okay.
So I
mean, what sort of music were they playing then?
Yeah, it was hard dance, hard trance. Yeah, all that sort of hard pumping stuff that gets your feet stomping.
So you were going there, what, every Friday?
Yeah, it was Saturday night I used to go in there, and it was one of those that sort of opened at 10 o'clock at night and didn't close till 6 in the morning.
Right.
And bank holidays, they wouldn't close till 10 o'clock the next morning. So you come out and all the seagulls are out and people going into town, and you'd scurry to a cab and hurry up and get home.
Well, I have found a picture of the said venue here. Who says men can't multitask, eh?
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting article about it, actually. This article, which I'll put the link for in the chat, includes a video walkthrough of the place after it closed. And yeah, it was the best feeling in the world walking up the stairs for the first time, opening the main doors, and the bass would hit you in the stomach. The room was just a sea of people dancing in the most weird and wonderful UV cyber clothing. Oh, I love the sound of it already.
Yeah.
So when all right, so that was it there. Is that building still there?
The building's still there, but I think it's pretty much been left to rot, which is such a shame because it was beautiful. And I remember there was a room, not the main room, but there was another room upstairs, and it had this amazing mural on the ceiling. Yeah, beautiful building, but it's just, yeah, I think it's just been left to rot now.
I mean, God, that's got to be a project waiting to happen, isn't it? For someone?
There was lots of controversy around the owners and the council. A lot of trouble there, and
what happened?
It got raided. It got raided and closed down, and I think the owner still owns it. Maybe I'm happy to be corrected, but yeah.
Right, that is a grand staircase.
Yeah,
got a kind of Titanic, first class lounge.
It's a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. So I mean, yeah, this is you can see the history here. It's self-evident, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a shame. I mean, it just feels like someone should. I don't know. It would be great to see if someone could take this on. And wow, there we are. Look at that. What a fantastic picture.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a charity that went in and started trying to do it up, but I don't know whether they ran out of funds or something. But yeah, that just seemed to stop, and I think it's just been left.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be it's an expensive job,
a mammoth task. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it would be great if that could be turned into the equivalent of Coco for Plymouth. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that would.
Don't know, Charlene. I'm getting ideas.
Oh, what if? Oh God, I hope I don't see my face in any case.
Wow,
that would be funny.
The venue's lasting charm was owner. This is the owner. So this is him on the left, and this is him around the time of his arrest in 2005. Okay, he looks like Neil Morrissey on the left. So he was. So I mean, God, this sounds like this would be a good story for a book or a movie.
Yeah.
And this is the operation. 140 officers during the raid. Look at that. Were you there when that happened?
No, I wasn't there, luckily. But there's a great interview actually on YouTube with the owner and one of the resident DJs, Tom Costello, where they talk about it all. It's really good. So if anyone's interested, that would be a good one to watch.
Right. And he looks very happy, doesn't he? And this is after years of neglect. Damn. Yeah. That's a shame.
But yeah, you used to go in there and it'd be like sweat dripping off the ceiling, and loved it.
I mean, it needs a massive renovation, but I mean, it's such a great venue for, I imagine it's a stone's throw from the seafront, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not too far. Probably about a 15-20 minute walk.
What's one of your most vivid memories of clubbing there? You got a particular one or a story?
I used to love all my nights there. I remember. I think one of my favourite nights was DJ Scott Project there. That was a really good night. But you used to get so many names down there playing. The Tidy Boys were always there, and you'd have Lisa Pinup, Lisa Lashes, and yeah, it was always a great night. The Boxing Day nights was always really good. They'd put on wicked nights there then. It just always great fun.
Did you see Lisa Pinup at Frantic in Coco a couple of weeks ago?
No, I had a gig on. I couldn't go. This is the problem, see? Like, I always look at these events and think, I really want to go to it, and I'll be DJing somewhere else. So I don't get to go to them as much as I'd like to.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. How was it?
She was absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
as
yeah.
always.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
You know, her and, well, we'll talk about this in your own context, but I find that DJs that have this knack for really connecting with the audience, and you can see it, you know, especially if you're down the front, which is where I normally am.
Yeah.
You can see their face and you can see how much they're enjoying themselves, and that whole connection thing is quite important. Before we get onto that, where you're concerned, let's talk about your very first gig, where money exchanged hands, where you were paid.
Yeah.
I want to hear about the first paid gig. Tell us how that came about. Where was it? What preparation did you do? What did you play? How did it turn out?
I think my first paid gig was on Worthing Seafront. So I did a lot of free gigs to sort of get my name out there beforehand, as you do. And it was a gig that me and my radio partner had put on. And we had a terrace overlooking the sea a couple of summers ago. And it was a daytime event, so it was like quite chilled, not as banging. And I played disco, and we had loads of our friend DJs come and play throughout the day. That was my first paid gig, I believe. So
that was in Worthing.
That was in Worthing, yeah. That's not too far up from Brighton, so it's close to where I live.
Yeah, was that a daytime event as well? Was it? Which I mean, of course, I would argue that day events are probably more popular than nighttime presently.
Yeah. Especially people of a certain age, we quite like to get home and in bed by a certain time.
I think the other reason is that the young generation, they don't go clubbing as much. No. There isn't that same momentum, and there isn't that same culture, and the music is so mishmash.
Yeah.
It's so hard to define. You know, when you talk about subgenres of music, you know, ska from the 70s. We have 80s pop, and then we have, you know, various things within that, like the new romantics and so on. What are the genres of today's music? Now, maybe I'm just being an old fart because I don't know. So I fully put my hand up and accept I just might not be educated on the subject. But can you tell me what they are? Because I don't know.
There's just so many. I mean, you can go down so many rabbit holes of different subgenres. I was looking at, there's a night in Brighton coming up, and they play Afro house and Arabic progressive. And I mean, so I went to look up Arabic progressive music to get the vibe from it, and you can't find it. So there's just so many subgenres of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many are blurred as well at the same time. Like a lot of garagey tunes. There's a lot of house that's a little bit garagey now, and and I think that's probably another reason why a lot of people find it hard to define what they play as well.
So your first gig was about two years ago, right?
Yeah.
So you're relatively new to all this.
I am, yeah.
So in preparation for that first paid gig, I imagine you did a number of freebies just to sort of get your confidence and all the rest of it. And what I know you've got many feathers in your cap when it comes to playing different genres, but what's your preference? What's your comfort zone?
I play house and disco a lot, and I'm really confident playing that. But I think my favourite is probably trance and hard house, because that's where that was the music that sort of brought me in. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's where my heart lies.
What was the first trance gig that you went to, and where was that?
First trance gig would have been at the Dance Academy.
At the venue we just discussed in Plymouth. And do you remember who was playing?
My brain's a bit fuzzy from those days.
Yes, I can imagine. But can you think of anyone?
Ferry Corsten.
Excellent. I mean, he just did a. Now, am I right in thinking? No, Ferry Corsten is the trance DJ who is Dutch. Am I right? Or am I getting him mixed up with the other guy? And then we have Factor B. Factor B is the one whose girlfriend tragically passed away quite young from cancer, if I remember rightly, and he did like a tribute concert to her, which was, God, it was, I don't know if did you see that? It was so emotional.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was on in London this year, and he invited his fans who had lost somebody to send in images of their friends, and he played them during the concert, like montage of those images, and you had so much outpouring of emotion, but in such a supportive environment. My friend Noosh went, and
wow,
and, you know, the picture of her father came up. I mean, it was,
oh my God, I bet that was emotional.
I mean, I wish I'd been there.
Yeah,
I write about it in the book because he put a picture of my friend up, even though I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Whom I'd lost, and because I was planning on going, and then I got a script writing job, and I had to stay in. So yeah, but that's Glen Butler has said, yeah, Ferry Coulson is Dutch. Thank you. I thought so. Thank you for that, Glen. Yeah. And I saw Ferry Coulson. He played at Outernet earlier. Yeah. Were you there? I don't know if you saw that gig. That was a good gig.
I'll probably DJing again. Those are the gigs I need to get on so that I can go there and be there. And
so, I mean, it sounds like within a relatively short 2-year period, you've gone from, you know, okay, I'm going to have a go at this DJ thing, to being quite in demand and getting, you know, quite a lot of professional bookings. So let's talk about the name.
Oh, the name.
Yeah, WTF. Please explain.
Yeah. Well, I never sat down and thought of a DJ name. That was never the thing. But yeah, it just comes from when people ask my name when you're out clubbing, and they always get my name wrong. And I'd be like, no, Charlene from Neighbours. And then they'd be like, oh yeah. And they get my name right.
Ermintrood wasn't working, and you just said, I'm Charlene from Neighbours, and it went from there, kind of thing. So they would go, oh, like Charlene from Neighbours, because Neighbours was big at the time with Charlene's character.
Exactly that, and it stuck. I started uploading my mixes, and it was attached to my Facebook, so I changed my name for whatever reason, and yeah, and it said Charlene from Neighbours, and I was like, oh well, it sort of stuck. So yeah,
Charlene from Neighbours hasn't got in touch and said, what's going on here? or have you had any confused like Neighbours fans?
I'll tell you who get confused. It's the younger generation, because they don't know what Neighbours is, so it doesn't make sense to them. Right. They say, I don't get it. What's From Neighbours mean? And you have to explain that it's an Australian soap opera.
Yeah, because I don't think it's not really. I don't think it's showing on British television anymore, is it? Is it?
I don't think so. It finished, but then apparently it came back again. But I don't know.
I think it used to be like really big in the 80s and 90s, wasn't it? Especially during the Kylie and Jason era and all of that, and then I don't know, somewhere down the road
they all still do uni. They all show up and do like what are they called, like appearances. They do appearances, don't they? The actors in it.
Sign it so like a little convention kind of thing. Signings and so on. That must be well, that probably makes them a few bucks. So I did work with a guy who, there was a storyline with a guy called Paul, and he was dating a twin, and there were two twins on the show. Do you remember that?
I remember,
yeah, he came along. He went into film production for a while, and he came along to a rehearsed read through of mine. So that was quite interesting meeting him, and also quite bizarre at the same time. So, having established your name, what was the goal? Sort of talk us through it a bit, because you're kind of leading by example where your kids are concerned, because you've actually said, look, I'm doing what I enjoy. This is what you should do. Not necessarily DJing, of course, but following that mantra of you should do something you love, which of course many people don't get to do.
Yeah, and I suppose at the time I didn't really have like a long-term plan for it. I just wanted to do something that I enjoyed, literally just that. And then I'd seen a post come up about doing an online radio show, and I remember sending an email to apply and having a complete panic about it, like, oh, I'm not good enough or whatever. And then I got offered a slot, and then from that I then got live gigs, and it's sort of snowballed a little bit since then. Yeah, and the fact that I'm earning money out of it is like, I find that amazing that I'm getting paid to do what I love, you know. And obviously the goal now, I suppose, is that hopefully I can just do DJing and have a bit of production on the side. But you know, I'll get there one day.
So when did it start picking up, and what started building the momentum for you?
Oh, I'm not sure what like the turning point was, but I'm not sure actually. I might have to come back to that.
Fair enough. We'll ponder that for the moment. So looking back over the last 2 years, what do you think? Which gig and why would you say was the biggest leap forward in terms of your career?
Probably a gig I did a couple of years ago at Patton's in Brighton. I was playing alongside quite a few really good DJs that are well known. You had Rooney, Keith Mack, you had Trevor Fung, Colin Dale. So yeah, playing alongside people like that.
And
I suppose that probably answers my last question actually, is, you know, getting to play alongside people like that. Yeah.
And what about, I mean, so that Patton's is right on the seafront, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a gay venue predominantly, if I remember rightly.
No, I don't think it's not classed as a gay venue. But it's.
I think it's just on that corner of Kemp Town, though, isn't it? By the pier. So yeah.
It's got the terrace that overlooks the pier and the beach and everything there, and it's got a really wicked basement club.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got it just here. I know exactly the building you mean. That's it on the seafront there, isn't it? Yeah. That's almost.
It used to be the event, I think, back in the day.
Yeah, and it's almost opposite the pier. It's just a couple of doors along, but just over the road from it, basically.
Yeah.
I think there might be some. These are some pictures from inside. So I mean, just tell us a bit more about it. How did you get it, first of all? How did you get that booking?
That was from my friend Glen, who
is in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Who's telling us that people do ask if Kylie is DJing at the gigs.
And I always say they're going to be bitterly disappointed when I don't show up in gold hot pants.
No, indeed. So Glenn, how did the connection with Glenn come about?
We DJ'd on the same radio station. First radio station where I got my first show.
The one that you wrote into that you thought you weren't going to hear back from.
Yeah. That was where I met him. And we've been really good friends ever since. So
he got you in the door at the event for Patton's. It was a prestigious lineup. Where were you in the running order in terms of playing?
I was probably about like halfway up. I was near the end of the terrace before it moved inside. I had Keith Mack on after me. Then it was Rooney. And then you had Ben Smith inside. Then Trevor Fung and Colin Dale after me. And all before me was all local DJs.
It was all local DJs before you?
Yeah.
So you were kind of at the top of the chain of the local DJs before the big boys. That's a pretty good...
Not a bad gig, is it?
No, it's a pretty good play. And it's nice to come in the middle, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's probably when most people are going to be there.
Yeah. And it was a lovely day. And we were on the terrace. So,
nice.
It was really good.
Massive turnout, I would imagine, for a day like that.
It was good stuff.
There's a pretty good video of Patton's online for anybody that wants to check it out. They've also got an Instagram account. We're plugging loads of Brighton clubs here. They should be very, very pleased. I'll just drop the link in. I've actually been in there for a drink a couple of times because it's just there, isn't it? It's sort of like the bar is often open all day, and you can just pop in to the sort of bar downstairs.
Yeah, it's a great club.
They do make wicked cocktails in there.
Do they? I've not actually tried their cocktails.
I do remember having 2 cocktails in there and coming out and feeling like suddenly got hit by the fresh air, and I was like, oh, I feel a bit hammered.
That's what you want from a cocktail.
Well, you do, yeah. It's that sudden hit with the fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so you did that gig. What did that lead to? What were the positives that came out of that? I mean, you got to.
I started getting booked for other things with people that weren't my friends. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that was what came from that.
And how would people approach you? How would they just come up to you, have a word there and then at the event, or would you get people reaching out to you via your social media, or how accessible? How...
Both, really. I often get people come up to me at gigs, and I'll give them a card, and they'll get in touch, and I like to think I'm quite an approachable person, even though I have a resting bitch face or whatever. But I think people think that I'm friendly.
So, with your approach to your set,
yes,
let's say you're doing a gig next week, for argument's sake. How much do you pre-plan your set in advance? How much is it more an organic bag of tricks that you pull out?
I used to prepare quite a lot, but I think from last year I had a residency where it was really open format, and I think that experience there really helped me to be more confident in just on the fly playing, reading the room, that sort of thing. So I don't do anywhere near as much now. I'll go dig in for new tunes and dig out the old tunes that I think will fit, and then I'll go on the fly on the night.
Where'd you go looking for new tunes?
Oh, there's so many different DJ pools that I use. I will use Bandcamp. I find that really, really great. Beatport.
You do look a bit like the girl from American Pie that does that line. And then Bandcamp. You remember the one I mean? Is it Alison? Someone? You got the streak in her. She had that streak in the hair, and
this one time at Bandcamp.
The one time at Bandcamp. That whole thing is built up to one joke at the end where she suddenly says that line. It's classic. American Pie. What a movie. I mean, for the uninitiated, what is Bandcamp? It's not an offshoot of the movie. It's
no, Bandcamp's where I think producers and artists can post their music. The music goes to them directly. It's not a lot of these other ones, I think they only get a cut of it, whereas I think Bandcamp, happy to be corrected by anyone, but I'll just find a lot more obscure stuff in there as well, which I really, really love. I get a lot of my like acid music, and I'm playing for Balearic Burger coming up, so I'll go there looking for some more eclectic remixes of things, and that's my favorite place, definitely.
So you're like you said, your 2 sort of top genres, both for your own enjoyment and for playing a trance and house.
Yeah.
Have you got a favorite sort of top 3 classic trance anthems and a top 3 classic house tunes?
Oh, trance. I think going back to Age of Love, I mean, that's such a good tune. I used to quite like Dumond. Do you remember them? They did Never Look Back. I really love that tune.
I think I remember Never Look Back.
Yeah, Push. They did The Legacy, Universal Nation.
Age of Love was 1990, wasn't it? I think I think it's this one, if I remember rightly. Let me just, I might get copyrighted, of course, for sharing this. Hold on, there we go. Got to get a new pair of glasses. So I think it's this one, right?
That's the one.
Yeah, you can tell even from those few short beats.
You know it straight away, don't you? Yeah. And it's got that amazing build.
Yeah, because it's I forget where that bit comes in, but I was dancing to that earlier this year. I can't remember where. I think it was at Peach. I think at Ministry of Sound.
Oh yeah. Love a bit of peach.
Peaches, yeah. I mean, as a sort of, okay, so you're predominantly DJing in Brighton and stuff. With looking at the sort of the big brands that are out there, are there any that you aspire to? You'd love to do a set at?
Oh, peach, definitely. Yeah, Strawberry Sunday's really good.
Duncan
Yeah,
Disorderly.
yeah,
So Graham Gold has been on here.
yeah.
Adele Anday has been on here. I'm trying to get Chris
Love Adele.
who's a little bit shy. Adele is just an amazing person.
Yeah,
I got on with her from day one. You know, like some people are just sort of very authentic, aren't they?
yeah,
And I think you can recognise that trait in someone if you have it yourself quite quickly.
yeah.
I'm quite lucky that she's doing the forward for my book.
Oh, wicked.
But she's a really lovely, genuine soul, and it's interesting. Do you find this? Because I know several female DJs now, and some of them, there is this kind of push back against I'll call it the DJ Instagram generation. I might be generalizing slightly there, but there is a generation of DJs that, you know, they put up pictures on Instagram. It's a lot of posing and a lot of pouting and a lot of clothing and a lot of pressing the wrong buttons and knobs and things in pictures which don't really mean anything, or they're not actually doing anything when they're dancing about pretending to do shit. Tempered with the fact that there are actually some absolutely blinding, amazing female up and coming DJs out there. And I think the first category do the second category an injustice a little bit, and they're taking a bit of shit on their behalf, you know.
Yeah.
Is that a fair comment?
I think so. I mean, whenever I see posts from like DJ Mag, Beatport, anything like that on social media, if there's a video of a female DJ, you've only got to look in the comments to see the crap that they get.
Yeah.
You know, and people automatically think they're not a real DJ because they're female, which is, you know, for that reason, like you say, there's a lot of people on Instagram with not a lot of clothing, pushing the wrong buttons, you know. So it's something that I guess we've got to push against and show people that they're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that when I first met Marion Key, I don't know if you know her, one of the first conversations I had with her was about the shit that she was getting online. She was getting some, you know, cyberbullying effectively and abuse of certain people. And in fact, some of the least supportive people were other women, which was a real shame.
Yeah.
And she was going through a sort of crisis of confidence, and I just said, no, just believe in yourself, keep doing what you're doing. And I've seen her play 4 times now, and she's been absolutely blinding.
She's brilliant.
Yeah, she's great.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, and a nice person too. And
yeah,
when she came off doing the set at Rave Illusion on last Saturday, I went to give her a hug, and she went, "Lance, don't hug me. I am drenched in sweat." And she was completely dripping because she'd been so doing that the whole way through, non-stop for about, I think she did about 90 minutes.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it was a really
I had a good chat with her actually at the first Rave Illusion. Yeah, and she came up to me after and said, "Oh, I love it." She said, "All I could see was you going, 'Yeah, girl,'" sort of like stomping and cheering to her. Yeah, I think she's brilliant.
That was the very first one that happened the week after Jess's passing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
that must have been. I couldn't make that weekend. That was my first weekend off of raving in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
and I spoke to Jess at Hello Rave, which was the week before, and he was putting Rave Illusion stickers on my top and wanted me to come, and I said, "Look, I can't come, but you can come on my channel and do an interview." And he was due to come on the Tuesday with Anthony P. They were going to come on together. I did get Anthony P on subsequently. It still went ahead. I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, I think his family said that they would have liked it to have carried on, didn't they? But yeah,
and I've been to the second and the third one, and hopefully I'll be at the one in November.
Yeah, obviously I missed the last one because it was Pride weekend, but I'm hoping to make the next one definitely.
Is that another event you'd like to play at?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love breaks and all that sort of thing. So yeah.
Yeah. What about Peach Goes Hard? That'd be.
Oh, definitely right up my street.
Yeah. Well, you know, you never know. Adele might be watching, and she's. I have noticed there are 3 or 4 DJs that I talk about this in my book. They're really good at passing back the baton.
Yeah.
And pulling people up. Adele is one of them. Sassy Simone is very good at supporting other DJs and other brands.
Yeah.
Have you met her? I don't know if you've.
I've not met her, no.
But she's great.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of others. Chris Bain, again, good at doing that sort of thing, supporting other people. I have noticed there are people that do that. They really stick out, the people that do it. Maybe
I think it's really important. I mean, like myself and Glenn haven't been DJing long, and that was partly why we set up the radio station, was just to give people a platform, you know, people who are bedroom DJs who've never put themselves out there, to give them a platform. And we sort of then tied that in with our events, you know, people who'd never played out, give them a slot, give them a chance to get a bit of experience and hopefully raise their confidence.
Tell me about the radio station. I mean, how can people find that? And also thinking as well, we haven't got many links for you here under your information, so I'm going to add those now while we're talking. So
I have got a link tree attached to my Instagram and on my SoundCloud and Mixcloud.
Let me go to your Instagram and I'll see if I can find it there. Tell us about the radio station while I'm having a look for that.
Yeah, so it's Sweet Frequencies Radio, and you can listen to it at sweetfrequenciesradio.com. But we also stream to Mixcloud 24/7. We launched that in March last year. And yeah, we've just signed Trevor Rockcliffe. He plays for us now. So yeah, it's going in the right direction. But again, like I said, it's just really, really good platform for people, you know. They've never played out and they're just bedroom DJs, and just to give them confidence in that, really. We have people with all different experience on there. We've got vinyl-only DJs. We've got people who, you know, picked up a controller a couple of months ago and have a crisis of confidence like I did.
Yeah, I mean, how did you overcome that confidence issue?
Oh, it was a bit like I was talking to my friend earlier about me doing this interview. I said, you don't get anywhere by feeling comfortable all the time. You've just got to put yourself out there, haven't you, sometimes?
Well, I did say you've been safe hands with me because I've done a few of these. So, I mean, it's, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, believe it or not, I'm actually terrible at promoting myself.
Right, okay.
I have to remind myself to advertise the play and this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't feel comfortable doing it a lot of the time. So
yeah.
I get it completely.
Yeah.
And you also worry about being boring.
You know, I always think I don't want to spam people all the time, you know, when you've got an event to promote or whatever. And yeah, I always get worried about spamming people.
I mean, let's talk about promotion, because the day race, when I came back to raving, I came back in 23, and the day rave scene it was percolating in 23, but it really took off at the beginning of 24, I would say, where you went from 1 or 2 events a month, early sort of January, February. By March, April, there were 3 or 4 events a month, and by June, July, you know, there were 2 or 3 events a week. And that's the case now. How that's in the London scene. I'm a bit out of touch with the Brighton scene. How is it in the Brighton scene? You know, what is on offer on any given weekend for the older age group, 40 and over? What's out there?
I mean, there's usually in Brighton on any given Saturday, there would be 3 or 4 key events usually within the area. I spoke about Worthing earlier. They've got a great seafront venue called Coast. They've got something on every single week usually, and all the key places along the Brighton seafront usually have something going on. So yeah, it's a tough old sell, especially when you're relatively new as well. But yeah, just got to be consistent.
If you and Glen, were, for example, to start your own brand and you were going to do it, let's say 3 times a year,
Yeah.
where would you look to promote it as a promoter? How would you promote it? You've got your radio show, obviously.
Yeah, on the radio, we'd print out flyers and fly locally the old school way. And yeah, social media. Everybody looks at social media, but yeah, it's hard because it's getting all the algorithm and all that business, and I'm a bit clueless with all that.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, it's a bit of a mystery to me, and my channel's just hit 5,500 subs, and that didn't happen because of no algorithm. That was pure graft and reaching out to people, lots of collaborations with other channels and bringing people over from there, and it is a lot of graft. It's sometimes you can get lucky. You could release a music track that suddenly takes off, and that's associated with your brand, or you know, that there are those nuggets. But I think I'm a big believer of boots on the ground and rolling up the sleeves, and you know,
poster dropping, and
blood, sweat, and tears. So, what have you got lined up next? What's coming up gigs wise for you?
Well, this Saturday I'm playing with Balearic Burger. That's in Brighton. I'm playing Ibiza in October, which I'm very excited about because I've never actually been to Ibiza.
I've never been to Ibiza either. Tell us about that. How did that come about? What's the event in October?
That is with Balearic Burger again. I played for them a couple months back in Bristol, and they must like me for some weird reason. So I'm very excited. Some wicked DJs out there for the closing parties. Very excited about that one.
So you're doing a Balearic Burger event in Ibiza. For anyone who is interested in following Balearic Burger, they have got an Instagram page, which I'll show you quickly. I'll put the link for it in the chat.
And they've got a very active Facebook group as well.
Well, I'll be quite happy to talk to them about their brand. So I'll say now, if they ever want to come on, they would be welcome. Because people are very welcome to any kind of creative person, whether they're a promoter, whatever it may be, DJ, connected to the rave scene, is very welcome here. Of course, we interview a lot of people that are in the world of film and television and theatre. We also do board games, designers, anything that's got a creative bent. And it doesn't matter what stage of your career you're at. We're always interested in chatting to you. I'll give that a follow. Ibiza is on my bucket list. Now, talk me through this. How did this offer come about? You've done an event for them already?
Yep, at Bristol. Bristol Motion was closing, one of their big venues for raves.
Right.
So they had an event on there. I went and played for them at that, and they asked for who wants to come with us to Ibiza. So I straight away waved my hand and said, "Let me see." Well, that was the thing. I said, "Oh, I'm going to see if I can afford it." And then I saw my name on the lineup, and I was like, "Right, now I've got to afford to get myself there because, playing Ibiza."
So how does it work? If you're would it be fair to describe you as a low-level DJ in Ibiza terms? Is that I don't want to be rude.
No, of course not.
I mean, I don't even know what the technical terms are for the high and low ends of DJing. But so if you're a relative unknown, I suppose. But you've been booked by a brand.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the deal? Do they put you up?
Yeah.
Okay. So they sort your accommodation out. Do they pay for your flight?
Yeah. Some do, some don't.
Okay. I mean, hopefully they'll also pay for some of those €16 bottles of water that clubs charge. So I mean, that's good.
You get those chicken goujons at Universe. How much are they?
I don't know. I've heard that there's a housing crisis on Ibiza at the minute, and even some of the police deputies are actually sleeping in tents.
What?
When they come and work there from the mainland, I shit you not. There was a massive article about it, and there's been a big uproar within the Ibiza own population because they're being the Ibethans, the people that were born there, are being priced out of their own island.
God.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah,
it's
really
not
bad.
good. Yeah, because when every shoebox over there is basically a gold mine in terms of people renting it. So of course all the landlords have just everything is 6 chicken goujons. Here we go. Is that 80 quid?
It is something ridiculous.
That's about 15 quid a goujon, isn't it? They better be big. Yeah, I mean, so tell us about Balearic Burger as a brand. I mean, if you were to describe Peach as a brand to me, I would call it accessible trance.
Yeah,
I would say.
Balearic Burger as a brand, they've got Trevor Fung and Lisa Loud as like their headline DJs.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very eclectic. And everything that ranges from like disco to deep tech to a bit of acid, it's a full spectrum of music. Very eclectic. That's probably the only way I could describe it. But really cool. There's a really cool vibe around them, which I love.
Because Saturday the 4th of October, I assume, is the event.
That's the one I'm playing at,
It's interesting that there's a lineup listed here. I assume it's not the full lineup yet.
Yeah, I haven't got a profile on Resident Advisor yet.
Well, that's fair enough. But it's funny that there's a DJ called John Painter, but spelt differently from John Painter, who I know from the One Tribe events, and he did his first DJing at One Tribe, and I think he DJs under the name Johnny Boy. But there's actually a DJ called John Painter, but it's spelt differently. When I saw that, I thought, is this his secret Ibiza name? He's just not been telling us. But
I don't have that worry with my name, though, do I?
No. Well, I think people are. I mean, I don't know. I think as a brand name goes, I think it's a pretty clever. It's quite a good idea. So, what were your Ibiza essential packs be for your suitcase?
Oh, I don't know.
Apart from 10 Punishers that you've been saving from. No, I'm kidding. But I mean,
I don't know actually. Do you know what? I haven't even thought about it. It's really bad, isn't it? I'm a very last minute person.
And I mean, how long are you going for? Are you going for like a week or?
I'm going from the Wednesday to the Sunday.
So will you have time to attend a couple of clubs there?
Yeah, hopefully they'll all be the closing parties as well. So. And
you've heard of that new huge one that's opened?
Universe.
Yeah, you fancy popping along to that?
I think they'd have to have someone that I really, really want to see for me to go there. The idea of it, because I mean, it's massive, isn't it?
I think, hasn't Carl Cox got a residency there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's massive, and the thought of being in the middle and then needing a wee fills me with dread.
I mean, there is, that.
I mean, I imagine it's a wicked experience. I imagine it's amazing, but it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it does look quite overwhelming. And dare I say it, quite expensive.
Very.
I mean, is it a fair criticism that Ibiza's coming a playground for the rich?
I'm not sure. I've never been there, so I can't really make judgment, I don't think, until I get out there. But I suppose the thing is if people go out there and they're spending that money, you know, they whack their prices up. They make their money, don't they?
Because Glenn is saying it's 150 quid entry.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean,
I probably won't be going there then.
That's the same price as the top end
for a couple of years.
Clubs in Holland.
That is absolutely mental. And then you've got to pay whatever it is for the drinks once you get in there.
Yeah.
Hence why I said I need to see if I can afford Ibiza.
I mean, this is the thing. It's like Ibiza's been on my bucket list since I got back into raving. Actually, it's been on my bucket list a lot longer than that. But I'm just sort of like, am I going to enjoy it as an experience, even wallet aside? I don't know.
Yeah.
something sort of.
I think you don't know until you get out there, do you?
Probably not. No, I mean, I do want to watch the sunset out there. I hear they're
Yeah.
among the most amazing in the world.
Yeah.
Where else do you want to play? What's a diehard?
I'd love to play in New York. I'd quite like to play in Japan. Yeah.
I mean, if you got a particular venue in New York and Japan in mind?
I don't know. New York. I've always wanted to do a disco set in New York. Yeah, just somewhere really fabulous.
What's one of your favourite disco tracks?
Oh, Donna Summer every time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like my all-time favourite track. So yeah.
This is a good question from Topside Highbury. Welcome to the channel, mate, by the way, because I've not seen you in the chat before. So please do subscribe. Lots more interviews like this to come. And also at 10 o'clock tonight, there will also be, so that's pretty soon, there will be my weekly TV and film review show where I have a panel of guests and we talk about stuff. You're always welcome to come on that sometime, Charlene, if you fancy it.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the next evolution in dance music? What a question.
Yeah, that's a really tough one. All it takes is that one track to come out, doesn't it? That just sounds completely different from everything else. And it blows your mind. And, you know, it can just completely change.
I think it might be a track broadcast from that spaceship that's due to arrive on Earth in November. You must have seen all the articles about that. I don't know if have you not seen all the news articles about that?
I don't watch the news.
But I mean, you've got a Facebook account, haven't you?
I think I've blocked all the news things because it was just filling me with negative stuff all the time. So I blocked.
Yeah, there is a lot of crap. I mean,
I get most of my news from memes, unfortunately.
there is an alien object approaching Earth. Everybody thinks.
Oh, is that when they saw the lights?
Everybody thinks it's a joke. It's not a joke. There's loads.
They labelled it hostile, even though
they basically said that there's a 0.5% chance that it's actually, it's a normal phenomenon. 95 point whatever percentage that it's actually going to turn out to be an alien object.
Oh, okay.
And there's a project called Breakthrough Listen because I'm a big UFO nut. And it is their job to listen for signals from space, and they're eavesdropping in on this object to see what sounds it's making. But it's massive, this thing, and it's heading on a course for Earth. Yeah. I
just imagine the aliens dancing to techno.
Well, I mean, it's not.
It'd be cool, wouldn't it, if it is playing music?
I've always said that the one thing I want to see in my lifetime is the arrival of another species, because I think that will be really good for the human race. It will humble people. I think it will reduce conflict, because suddenly our conflicts will not seem quite so important, when we're humbled by the fact that there's somebody that's got like a 7-mile long spaceship or whatever. But it's due to pass us by, this cigar-shaped thing in November. So there you go. Clearly, they haven't got jets like Mad Max or whatever. Different people have given this object different names. I've noticed it's got about 5 different names. But when the first stories came out, people kind of derided it as nonsense. But now, like Harvard top scientists have stepped forward and said, no, it's real. It is there. We're tracking it as well. Australia, all of them. So,
it's exciting, isn't it?
Kind of is. Wouldn't it be brilliant if they brought a whole new generation of music? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nuts, wouldn't it? It might be like Klingon opera, though, which wouldn't be fun.
Just imagine if it's something that a human can't possibly make themselves, if it's just so out there.
That would be, I don't know, be pretty interesting. Be good to know what alien drugs are involved. What do you, before we begin to wrap up, what do you see what are your hopes for the future of the scene at the minute?
I mean, you go to lots of events in London that pack out, But I just really hope that for smaller promoters that people support them and the small venues. I think we're losing so many clubs and pubs.
Yeah.
And I think it's really hard for smaller promoters to break out when they're in competition with the big ones, you know.
Yeah.
And just club life to come alive again.
I've definitely been to as many small events as I've been to big events. Club Sweetness was one. Psytrance, they're relatively small compared to some of the bigger. Really liked their events, Psytrance. I thought they were really good, and I thought, don't know why, but some reason I thought Psytrance was all going to be really slow and people were going to be sort of bobbing around like weeds in a field, and it wasn't. It was like proper mad fast. It was great. Loved it. Got my light whip out, was dancing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet you were in front of the lasers.
I was creating the lasers.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you know, Rave Illusion, still a relatively small event, great event, fantastic, supported by some really good DJs.
Yeah.
Anthony P doing a great job with that. So
yeah, and that's in a wicked venue as well. I like the fact that it's smaller space, and you know, the garden's just there, the bar's just there, and very compact. I like it. Yeah,
very social.
Yeah.
So what
but just to see the youngsters enjoying clubbing, you know, you go to a lot of events where it's a relatively young crowd. I don't know whether it's the like TikTok generation or whatever, but it's not the same, you know. Just don't think they enjoy clubbing like the older ravers do.
There's quite a few mothers and daughters and mothers and sons, and I've seen on the scene.
Yeah.
Including at Rave Illusion, actually. There's 3 or 4 there. Quite a few at Labyrinth. There was 3 generations of one family at Labyrinth.
Really? That's amazing.
It was like the grandmother, who was a proper raver from like 90, her daughter, and then her son and daughter were there.
Wicked. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing. I wish I'd got a picture of them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really good. Topside says, I was heavily involved in the rave scene back in the early 90s. Would be great to see another movement like that come through.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I was there at Bagley's in 92, and I definitely prefer the events I'm going to now than Bagley's then, because although it was great and it was gritty and it was new, and I mean, I wasn't partaking in any kind of recreational, so for me it was a very different experience. I was completely sober back then. I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do nothing. You know, Coca-Cola was it, and but I still loved it. I loved dancing, basically. But for me, there, maybe because I was looking, I could see that event through sober glasses. There were a lot of negatives that are not on the scene now. There was a lot.
Okay.
There was a lot of very obvious criminality. There was quite a bit of violence that would happen very, very quickly, and then it was gone. But it did happen. So, you know, and people were having accidents and proper, you know, breaking their noses and breaking their arms and doing silly things, and falling in the canal, and you know, I mean, stuff like that was going on.
Yeah.
So I think it's a much safer scene now.
Yeah.
For better,
I think as well, everyone's got cameras, haven't they? So it can be documented.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. As seen by a number of embarrassing photos. So in addition to Balearic, obviously people can catch you there. Where else can people catch you? And I'll put your link tree in, so your link tree's there.
Okay. Yeah, I play quite a lot around Brighton. Yeah, I'm playing most weeks. Yeah, I'm trying to. I've got such a terrible memory.
Can't think why.
Yeah, basically, like whenever I get gigs, it goes up on my Instagram and it will go on my Facebook, and I'll hammer the hell out of it.
And what else can people do to kind of directly support you in terms of your career going forwards? What's the best way for them to show support apart from turning up to the gigs? Are there other things they can do?
I have a radio show every Sunday at 7:00 on Sweet Frequencies Radio. Yeah, it'd be great to get more listeners there. Yes, obviously supporting events. I'm hopefully going to start live streaming soon. I need to sort out my area. And then stream from home.
Right.
So yeah, follow me on social media or whatever and keep you up to date.
Okay, well, I think all the links are on your link tree, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
So the link tree's there, as well as the Instagram, which is also down there. You guys can check that out. Now, if you want to book Charlene for a gig, you're available to do gigs UK wide and beyond, it seems.
Yeah.
And reasonably priced, at least at the moment, until you reach that Carl Cox level of attainability.
Wouldn't that be something?
What is a tune? If the room is really thumping, what is a tune that you'll put on to take it to the next level? Let's say it's a house gig.
A classic disco track. Dropping that in a house set is always a winner. People love a bit of funky disco, I'm so rubbish. My memory's terrible when I just go.
You mean something like Sylvester?
Yeah, a bit of Sylvester. Love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that somebody did drop a bit of Sylvester. I can't remember where I was, and it was in the and people did love it because they were when they're in a certain place. That can work. I agree. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, listen, Charlene, thanks very much for coming on and talking about your career and just the rave scene as it is in 2025 today.
Thanks for having me.
No, not at all. I really appreciate you taking part. Now that you've been on the channel, you're now an official member of the Outcast Creative. What that means going forward is that when you have an event that you want to promote, you can come back to us and talk to us about it. If we have room, we'll get you on again.
Wicked.
So obviously not like next week, but there needs to be some time elapsed. But we will happily support people that have come on the channel.
Bless you. Thank you.
All we ask in return is that you tell other creators about the channel, let them know that it's here to support them. They can reach out to us for an interview at any time. As I said earlier in the interview, this is not just in the realm of music, it's right across the board. So can be creatives from acting. We've had loads of actors on. You can see interviews with people like Phil Collins, sorry, that's the singer. Phil Davis is the person I wanted to say. Phil Davis, the actor who played the Yeti in The Firm with Gary Oldman. And God, he's been in a gazillion other films. Absolutely fantastic, award-winning actor. Just had his birthday just the other day. Interview number 1 is with actor Jason Flemyng from Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. We've had producer Gail Hurd on the channel, who's produced small films you might have heard of, like Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens, The Abyss, and currently produces the entire Walking Dead franchise, to name but a few. Cinematographers, stunt women, stunt men. We've had somebody from almost every different department of film and television. I'm still trying to get a caterer to come on and do an interview, but they work such terrible hours. So it's always quite difficult. So I am going to be back live again in exactly 43 minutes with the Nielsen ratings, which is my weekly review show where we talk about stuff that's dropped on Netflix, Amazon, those kinds of places. Really, we're there to recommend you stuff. There's a lot of channels that just talk about stuff they want to bitch about, like how crap the latest Marvel film is, and they are right. Most of them are crap. But we are trying to, on this channel, we try to keep it positive. We're trying to predominantly recommend stuff. If you haven't been on the channel before and it's the first time you're popping in, do please like and subscribe. If you want to write to us, you can do that care of the Outcast Creative Facebook page, or you can find me on Twitter under Lance Nielsen WD. And there's a whole load of links, including to my other work down below, where you'll also find Charlene's links as well. That's it from us today. Don't forget to check out my rave book, which is coming out on the 12th of September. I think Charlene might get a mention in there. So, yeah, you never know. I'll have to double check. If not, there's still time for me to do that. But that's it from us. Until next time, catch me again live in just over 40 minutes.
Fab, thank you. Bye.
Hey, legend, Galen Hurd.